Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zmore, the dad in DPS, and today we're back testing another weapon that we've got from Skyline Valley. But before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. So today's weapon is the V63 Olga with armor penetration, damage while aiming, and reload speed on there. Now, I have modded this only to give it a prime capacitor, and the reason for that is just to get the maximum amount of damage out of it. As far as I'm aware, this doesn't have a hidden effect on this weapon. Now, being one of the Skyline Valley weapons, you can get this as a random drop at the end of, I believe, neurological warfare. I could be wrong about that, but it's one of the ones that you can get from one of the events in Skyline Valley. And as it is, it's actually a decent weapon. Armor pen, damage while aiming, reload speed, all essentially a god roll for the type of weapon that it is. The laser rifles don't have great ammo capacity. They don't have a low AP cost. So as a result, damage while aiming is actually quite a good roll on them, and it's a weapon that I would recommend if you don't have a good laser rifle that is a lot easier to get hold of than just relying on blind luck to find. So yeah, it's actually a decent little roll, and we'll get to test out today and show you how it does. So this is the build that we're using. It's just to optimize damage. We've got things like the science perks on here. I've taken off all my crit related perks because I won't typically be using this weapon in VATS because of the effects on there. And we're just trying to optimize damage and optimize random things. It's not a cohesive build. I'm just playing around. Either way, guys, let's get on with the video. Now here we are at Westech. Now, being that this is a laser rifle, it isn't really that usable in stealth because, well, laser rifles are not stealth weapons. And what you can do is you can just blast these Supermutants fairly easily. And Supermutants aren't the strongest of enemies in the game, but they're certainly not the weakest. And if you're landing your headshots, you can see they go down fairly quickly. This item is going to go through ammo like anything, however, because it does have that really nice faster fire rate, and you're getting some of your ammo back against regular enemies. It's not going to regenerate a crap load of ammo, but it is very, very usable. And because of the damage while aiming, you're going to want to always aim before damaging someone, because you can hip fire it. It is going to do okay hip fired. It's got really good accuracy, that kind of thing. Like, you can hit them quite confidently, but you're just going to end up using just a little bit more ammo than you normally would. But you're seeing, again, some Supermutants, you're getting... Where the hell did his body go? You're getting up to 15 ammo back. It just appeared for like a split second. Is that him? Yeah, it is. And you are going to do very well with this weapon. It's just a solid, solid gun. But what I would say is that, yeah, you aren't going to get your ammo back every time with this. Certainly not. But it is fun. It is fun, and it's easy to use, and everything about it is just consistently powerful. It's not bad at all, especially for just a drop from an event. And as always, we come to Jeff. Now, I have put Suppressor on as a perk. Not Suppressor, Tormentor. And that's the main reason is because I want to cripple Jeff. Because if he can't attack me, he can't do diddly dongus to me. And you're seeing, like, it doesn't take him down particularly quickly if I'm not getting those headshots in. It is killing him. It is certainly not a weak weapon, and it is certainly killing him. But the problem you've got is that the low clip size just makes it very inconsistent for you to deal with larger enemies, because they move around a lot, and you're trying to aim at them, you're trying to hit their headshots. It's not what I would recommend as a giant killer. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad weapon, and you saw it killed him. It killed him relatively easily. But there are so many better options for doing this on rifles. Like, I would definitely say that fixers, radiums, you know, anything you can use in VATS is going to do what this did a lot quicker, unfortunately. Now we are at the Mirelurk Queen, and I want to discuss what I feel is like a little bit of a contradictory nature of this weapon. Now, as I said earlier, it's got high AP cost, but when you actually use it in VATS, it is actually an incredibly devastating weapon. But you can see that I run out of AP incredibly, incredibly quickly. And as a result, it kind of makes it not as usable as other weapons. Now, you could chug a crap load of coffee in order to mitigate this, but it's just one of those weapons that I feel like you're just, for the sake of, you know, efficiency, you're just better off aiming it. Because, as I said, in VATS, things die quick. Things do die quick. But a lot of the time, you run out of AP before you have a chance to fully utilise it. So, manual aiming is quite often your best and main option. And again, unless you're going to duke coffee, that's the kind of case. But when you're using it, you're seeing, against the Mirelurk Queen, we're having no problems whatsoever. She's got big weak point targets. You know, the legs, despite not giving you critical hits, are her weak point. And you're seeing that we are able to quite confidently take her down. It's harder when the targets are moving, so using Tormentor is good for taking down their limbs and making them fall over and not be able to walk at you. So with any of our videos, we take ourselves to the expeditions and see how they do here. Now, when it comes to the Overgrown, this is not the best weapon in the world, but it's able to quite confidently kill them. We're getting basically 2 of the Overgrown down, including the tankier of the other Overgrown, the Pollinators. But the biggest problem this weapon has is the problem it's always had, is its clip size. You know, you're constantly reloading and not necessarily killing things in a quick fashion if your aim is kind of shoddy like mine. Seeing that, like, even with headshots, you're not instantly decimating these foes. Now, the Overgrown are tankier than the other enemies in here, so we will do some humans just to show you the comparison. And when it comes to ammo, you're getting, I'd say you're confidently getting most of it, if not all of it back. But against the humans, and if you are incredibly accurate, you are definitely getting it back. You can absolutely decimate these guys if your aim is not crap like mine, because I'm trying to get these headshots, but, you know, if they're moving around, it's a bit harder. You're able to get these headshots quite confidently, and you'll definitely get your ammo back from it. It's a very powerful weapon. It just has the kind of ifs, ands, and buts. And you're seeing if I use it in VATS, I'm able to get some of those extra little hits in and kill things quite confidently with minimal, blooming cripple loot, with minimal ammo usage. It's just a case of you need to be accurate. If you're not accurate, then you are gonna run out of ammo. If you are, then you'll have no issues whatsoever. One thing I would also say is that this weapon has a big problem with breaking. Now, I have used this weapon more than what you've seen in the video. I've been testing it about, and it's typically what I do in most videos, is I test it far more than you guys physically see. It's not just like I'm going in and doing only what you see. And the reason for that is to test out other kind of things and get a general feel for the weapon. And its durability is the biggest of the problems. Ammo and durability is its key kind of problematic points, because it breaks so easily and it runs out of ammo just as easily. You're constantly reloading this damn thing, and overall it's just a bit of a pain in the butt in that sense. Don't get me wrong, it's a powerful weapon, it's a very fun laser rifle, but I feel like when it comes to these types of weapons, I would rather be using a quad than an anti-armor. And that is the real letdown of this weapon, is that I think in the grand scheme of things, there are better laser rifles out there than this. And don't get me wrong, like that should be the case. I don't think a weapon you should be getting from a drop from an event should be better than any other laser rifle. But this really doesn't have any advantages of using it over a standard rifle. It is a named weapon with not the best effects on there that you could possibly get on a laser rifle. So that is today's weapon. Now, when it comes to the Olga, its downsides are its ammo capacity and its durability. And I feel like a quad with something like AP cost reduction or, you know, breaks slower would certainly be a far better weapon to use than this in terms of how it feels. The anti-armor, while, you know, is giving you some extra damage, I just don't feel like the lack of ammo capacity is a really good trade-off. But it's hard to say. It's really hard to say without testing it side by side against the quad. I think that for a weapon that you get from just an event, it's an absolutely fantastic pull, a fantastic gun. but I know there are better ones out there. And because it's a named weapon, I need to stress there are better versions of this gun out there. This is not the be-all and end-all of laser rifles. There are better ones that you can get, and you will get, and you should roll for, and you should strive for if you enjoy weapons like these. Either way, guys, that's today's video, and I will catch you all next time in the wasteland.
Through the dark, moonlight's dimly shedding, a shadow creeping. Feel your hearts entwining, a twisted mind, seeking prey to devour. In the dead of the night, he gains more power. His bloodshot eyes, the fire burning within, a predator lurking ready to commit his sin. He moves in silence, you can't hear a sound, chasing shadows, hunting till you're found. Chasing shadows, he's the hunter in the night. No escape.